We're going to review phones from the year 2035. This right here is the frutigerme phone. You see it as the side profile of the old Samsung Galaxy Y with a physical home button on the front. The interface is straight out of Android. Reviewing phones from 2035, part 2. This is the Guam phone. It's designed after the Samsung Galaxy Note 1 and the Galaxy S2. On the back, you get the full Guam flag in glass and a 7.0 megapixel camera. It runs a beautiful...
Checking out phones from 2035 again, part 3, and this time it's the frutigerme phone Galaxy S1 Pepsi edition. Up front, it looks like a shrunken down time machine, thick bezels, physical home button, and an interface that feels straight out of Android 2.1. Flip it over and
Today we're reviewing phones from 2035, part 4. Right here I've got the frutigerme phone droid, the Christmas edition one. It's based off the old Motorola droid, and you can see it keeps that blocky vibe. The back is a shiny red with Santa on it. Today we're looking at phones from 2035, part 4. Right here I've got the frutigerme phone droid. It's modeled after the original Motorola droid, but this is the Christmas edition. The whole back is gloss red and there's a little Santa. Today we're reviewing phones from 2035, part 5. This right here is the Samoa phone by frutigerme. The phone is about the size of the old HTC Evo, but it has the rounded shape of a Galaxy S2. It's running a UI that's based on Android 2.1. We're reviewing phones from 2035, part 6. This right here is the frutigerme Smithsonian multiphone. This phone is made by the Smithsonian. Look at the back. Look at this. It has everything related to science on the back, like anatomy. We're reviewing phones from 2035, part 6. This right here is the frutigerme Smithsonian multiphone. It's actually made by the Smithsonian. Look at the back. Everything related to science. Anatomy, astronomy, geography, and the little Smithsonian. We're reviewing phones from 2035, part 7. This right here is the frutigerme Smithsonian multiphone 2. This phone is made by the Smithsonian again. Look at the back. Look at this. It has everything related to science on the back, like anatomy. We're reviewing phones from 2035, part 7. This right here is the frutigerme Smithsonian multiphone 2. It's made by the Smithsonian themselves, and look at the back, red finish, black camera bar running across the Smithsonian. We're reviewing phones from 2035, part 8, and this little guy is the frutigerme Zoom. It's technically a phablet, but it's about the size of a Motorola Droid Mini with huge bezels at the top and bottom. Today we're reviewing phones from 2035, part 9. This is the National Football League phone by frutigerme. It's about the same size as the old HTC Evo, and it's their flagship this year. On the back, you get the big shield, red, white, and blue with stars and the lettering, plus the frutigerme branding down at the bottom. We're reviewing phones from 2035, part 10, and this one is wild. This is the frutigerme US 4th of July phone. It's about the size of a Samsung GTI 9000 and has the same curvy shape. Flip it over, and the back looks like one of those. We're checking out phones from 2035, part 11, and this one is a treat. It's called the frutigerme Phone Desire. The hardware is modeled after the HTC Desire Z, but it's shrunk down to the footprint of an old Wildfire. The entire back is themed to the Barefoot World Atlas. You can see the muted. We're reviewing phones from 2035, part 11. This is the frutigerme Phone Desire. It's based on the classic HTC Desire Z, and it's exactly the same size. Up front, you get that retro slider design with a full keyboard. We're reviewing phones from 2035, part 11. We have the frutigerme Phone Desire. This phone, it's literally the T-Mobile HTC G2, and it's the same size as the T-Mobile HTC G2. The whole thing is themed to the... We're reviewing phones from 2035, part 11. This is the frutigerme Phone Desire. It's literally the T-Mobile HTC G2, same size, same feel. Full metal body, classic slide-out keyboard, still as satisfying. We're reviewing phones from 2035, part 11, and this one is the frutigerme Phone Desire. This thing is basically the T-Mobile HTC G2 in 2035 clothing. Same size. Reviewing phones from 2035, part 12. This is the frutigerme Phone C. It's basically the iPod Touch 4, but it's also the Google Nexus 1 and the iPhone 5C all at once. Body comes in this red, white, and blue finish with little stars. Today we're reviewing phones from 2035, part 13. This is the new Oceania phone called the MyTouch. It's about the same size as the old HTC MyTouch 4G. Check out the back. It's real. Reviewing phones from 2035, part 13. And this one is the new Oceania phone called the MyTouch. It's about the same size as the old HTC MyTouch 4G. The entire front is wood and so is the back, and it feels really warm in the hand. Today we're reviewing phones from 2035, part 14. And this little guy is the frutigerme Transnistria phone. It's a GTI 9100 style body with the curves of the old Nexus 1, and the back is wrapped entirely in the Transnistria. We're reviewing phones from 2035, part 14. And this little guy is the frutigerme Transnistria phone. It's built like an old GTI 9100. Even looks like the classic 9000 series, but shrunk down to Nexus 1 size. Reviewing phones from 2035, part 15. This is the frutigerme Droid Ultra. From the front, it basically looks like the old Motorola Droid Ultra, and the software is styled just like Android 2.0 from 2009. You get this glossy... We're reviewing phones from 2035, part 16, and this one is wild. It's the frutigerme Galaxy S2 Windows Media Center Edition. Think 2011 Galaxy. Viewing phones from 2035, part 17, and this one is the frutigerme Droid Pro. It's the exact size of the old Motorola Droid Pro, and visually it's a dead ringer, including the little hardware keyboard down here. Up top, you get frutigerme's own 17 of the 2035 phone review series. And today we're looking at the frutigerme Droid Pro. It's the exact footprint of the old Motorola Droid Pro, and honestly, it looks like it came out of the same factory. Physical keyboard, 3-inch display, but... All right, part 18 of the 2035 phone review series. This one's the frutigerme Droid Pro 2, 4th of July edition, and it is gorgeous. It looks like the old Motorola Droid Pro, just a bit larger, and it runs part 18 of the 2035 phone series, and today we're looking at the frutigerme Droid Pro 2 4th of July edition. Think Motorola Droid Pro mixed with the LG Optimus Pro C660, only a little bigger. Today we're on part 19 of the 2035 phone reviews, and this little guy is the frutigerme Trophy. Look at the shape. Exact same silhouette as the old HTC 7 Trophy, and the surround only shrunk down to about the size of a Droid Pro. Today we're reviewing phones from 2035 part 19, and this is the frutigerme Trophy. It's shaped like the old HTC 7 Trophy and the Surround, but it's about the size of a Motorola Droid Pro. We're reviewing phones from 2035, part 20. This is the Utopian Scholastic phone by frutigerme. It's running a hybrid UI based on Windows XP and Android 2.0. And yes, that's the skeuomorphic Google search bar straight out of 2009. We're reviewing phones from 2035, part 21. And this is the frutigerme Windows Longhorn phone. Hardware-wise, it's basically the HTC 7 Trophy revived. Same chunky bezels, same trio of capacitive buttons, just with a... We're reviewing phones from 2035, part 22. This one is the frutigerme Boston Charles River Dam RVD Ericsson phone 2. It's roughly the size of the old Motorola Droid, with a body shaped a lot like the Droid X or the Bionic. Up front, you get this revived Sony part 22 of the 2035 phone reviews. This is the frutigerme Boston Charles River Dam RVD Ericsson phone 2, about the size of the old Motorola Droid. Up front, you get the wallpaper of the Charles River Dam at the Museum of Science at night in the blue wing. The 2000 We're reviewing phones from 2035, part 22. This is the frutigerme Boston Charles River Dam RVD Ericsson phone 2. It's about the size of the old Motorola Droid X, and it's a revival of Sony Ericsson. The software is wild. Today, we're reviewing phones from 2035, part 23. This is the Republic of China phone TXT by frutigerme, the second Sony Ericsson revival phone. It keeps the QWERTY layout from the old Sony Ericsson TXT. Today we're reviewing phones from 2035 part 23, and this one's pretty wild. It's called the Republic of China phone TXT by frutigerme. It's the second Sony Ericsson revival phone, and it mixes a physical keyboard with a full-on touchscreen. We're looking at phones from 2035 part 24. This is the frutigerme Xbox 360 phone. It looks like somebody mashed a Google Nexus 1 with an Xbox 360. Same rounded shape, about the size of a Motorola. We're reviewing phones from 2035 part 25. This is the frutigerme British Way Highway Droid phone. You can see the back is completely wrapped in the old British Way Highway flag, camera bump, and all. Right, part 25 of the 2035 phone reviews. This one's the British Way Highway phone. Same footprint and the same wedge shape as a Motorola Droid X. On the front, it's running a skin that feels straight out of Android 2.1 Eclair and the old HTC. We're reviewing phones from 2035, part 26. This is the Wonders of Life Pavilion phone by frutigerme. Right away, you can see the wallpaper. It's the pavilion at nighttime, glowing golden purple. The phone keeps the exact... Today, we're looking at phones from 2035 again, part 26, and this one is wild. It's the Wonders of Life Pavilion phone by frutigerme. The wallpaper is the pavilion at night, glowing oranges and purples, and the hardware shape. Part 27 of the 2035 phone series, and this is the British Raj phone. Same body size as the old Samsung GT i9100 or Motorola Droid X2. Thin, boxy, with that early 2010s vibe. The back is completely wrapped. Alright, part 28 of the 2035 phone reviews. This is the frutigerme Warner Bros phone. It's basically the same footprint as the old Google Nexus 1, curved top and chin, trackball, the whole thing, only built in 2035. Flip it. We're reviewing phones from 2035, part 28. This is the frutigerme Warner Bros phone. It's about the same size and shape as the old Google Nexus 1, and it runs a UI based on the HTC Evo. And we're diving into phone reviews from 2035 part 29, and this one is wild. It's the Disney Droid X2. At first glance, the front looks like it time traveled out of 2010. Same body as the old Motorola Droid X2, thick bezel. Today we're on part 29 of the 2035 phone reviews, and this one might be the most nostalgic yet. This is the Disney Droid X2. Hardware-wise, it's the exact size and shape as the old Motorola Droid X2 and even keeps that... Part 29 of the 2035 phone series, and this one is wild. This is the Disney Droid X2. At first glance, it looks just like a Droid X2 from back in the day. Same slab, same big chin, even a little hump for the camera. We're reviewing phones from 2035, part 29, and this one is the Disney Droid X2. At first glance, it looks like a time traveler from 2011 because it has the same body as the old Motorola Droid X2. The front runs a skin that's basically Android 2. Part 29 of the 2035 phone reviews, and today we've got the Disney Droid X2. It looks just like the old Motorola Droid X2 from back in the day. Same size, same chunky bezels, same camera bump. The software is basically untouched Android 2.1, so you get... Today we're reviewing phones from 2035, part 29. This is the Disney Droid X2. From the front, it looks like a time capsule, same body as the old Motorola Droid X2, and the interface is straight up Android 2.1. The wallpaper is all 30 of the 2035 phone reviews, and today we're looking at the Body Wars phone. The lock screen wallpaper is the inside of the old Wonders of Life Pavilion, complete with the Body Wars marquee under that peach-colored dome. The interface pulls straight from the Sony Ericsson Play era. All the icons are skewed. We're reviewing phones from 2035, part 30. This right here is the Body Wars phone. The wallpaper is the inside of the Wonders of Life Pavilion with the Body Wars mural front and center. The whole interface is styled after the old Sony Ericsson Play. Big skeuomorphic icons. We're reviewing phones from 2035, part 30, and this is the Body Wars phone. The wallpaper is the inside of the Wonders of Life Pavilion with the Body Wars mural, and the whole UI is styled after the Sony Ericsson Play. Every icon. We're reviewing phones from 2035, part 31. This here is the frutigerme Texas phone. It's shaped exactly like a Motorola Moto X, and it's the same size in the hand, but it runs a custom UI that feels straight out of the Motorola Moto X mixed with the... Today we're reviewing phones from 2035, part 32. This one is the frutigerme McDonald's phone, and it might be the most nostalgic one yet. The hardware is basically an HTC Evo, same size, same chunky silhouette, but the entire back is matte red. We're reviewing phones from 2035, part 32. This one is the frutigerme McDonald's phone. It's basically an HTC Evo sized device, and the whole thing is modeled after that classic Evo. Up front, you get this 4 and 3 inch screen with the old... Today we're reviewing phones from 2035, part 32. This one is the frutigerme McDonald's phone. It's basically modeled after the HTC Evo, the same footprint, same curved edges, even a little chin, but with a very fast... Today we're looking at part 33 of the 2035 phone series. This one is the 911 Memorial phone by frutigerme. It's the same size and feel as the old Motorola Droid X2, and it even keeps the tall body, the red top earpiece, and the physical home button panel. Flip it over. Phones from 2035, part 33. This is the 911 Memorial phone by frutigerme. Same footprint as the old Motorola Droid X2, tall body, red top speaker, and a physical home panel down here. We're checking out phones from 2035, and this one is wild. This is the PDP-1 phone by frutigerme. It's the blue variant, and it's literally shaped like a 1959 DEC PDP-1 mainframe, just pocket size. Up top, you've got 5 little...
Today we're reviewing phones from 2035, part 35. This is the Xanadu Meadowlands, New Jersey Mall, 1996 to 2009 by frutigerme.
It's built the same size and shape as the old Motorola Droid X2, complete with a 4-button navigation.
We're reviewing phones from 2035, part 35. This one is the Xanadu Meadowlands, New Jersey Mall, 1996 to 2009 by frutigerme. Same footprint and thickness as a Motorola Droid X2.
We're on part 35 of the 2035 phone reviews, and this one is wild.
It's called the Xanadu Meadowlands, New Jersey Mall, 1996 to 2009, and it's by frutigerme.
Same footprint as a Droid X2, and look at that physical home panel, total throwback. The back is
diving into phones from 2035, part 35. This one is called the Xanadu Meadowlands, New Jersey Mall, 1996 to 2009 by frutigerme. It's built exactly the size.
Reviewing phones from 2035, part 35, and this one is the Xanadu Meadows, New Jersey phone by frutigerme. It's exactly the same size and shape as a Motorola Droid X2, complete with the physical 36 of the 2035 phone reviews, and today we've got the Delta Dreamflight X3. It's the exact footprint and silhouette of the old Motorola Droid X2, right down to the chin and this chrome-trimmed physical home button. On the front, you get a skeuomorph.
Reviewing phones from 2035, part 36, and this one is neat. It's the Delta Dreamflight X3. Same footprint and shape as the old Motorola Droid X2, right down to a physical button panel at the bottom, but running a modern board inside.
Phones from 2035, part 37. Today we've got the Dave & Buster's phone made by frutigerme. Hardware-wise, it looks like somebody mashed the HTC Evo, the Nexus One, the Desire Z, a Droid X2, and an HTC. Part 37 of the 2035 phone reviews. Today we've got the Dave & Buster's phone by frutigerme. The shape instantly screams HTC Evo with little Nexus One and Desire Z, plus that Droid X2 camera bar and even the curve from the 7. Reviewing phones from 2035, part 37, and this is the Dave & Buster's phone by frutigerme. It's literally the size of my palm, and the shape is like if the HTC Evo, the iPhone 4, and the Motorola Droid X all got welded together. On the front, you get this physical button panel, menu, home, back, search, just like we're reviewing phones from 2035, part 38. This is the Rainforest Cafe phone. Looks like something out of 2011. Chunky plastic, big bezels, physical home button. Everything about it screams 2011. The interface looks like Android 1.0 from 2008. Super.
All right, phones from 2035, part 38. Today we're looking at the Coca-Cola phone by frutigerme. It's the same footprint as an HTC Evo, but the body is shaped like the old Samsung GT i9000. Back is pure 90s.
We're reviewing phones from 2035, part 38. This is the Coca-Cola phone by frutigerme. It's literally the same footprint as the old HTC Evo, but the body is shaped like the Samsung GT i9000. On the back, you get this full glossy.
Reviewing phones from 2035, part 39. This right here is the Epcot Innovations phone by frutigerme. It's about the same size as a Galaxy GT i9100, but the body looks like a mix. Reviewing phones from 2035, part 40. This one is Windows Phone 4.2. It keeps the shape of the old LG Revolution, chunky bezels, 4 capacitive keys.
But inside it's running a mashup of Windows ME.
40 of the 2035 phone reviews, and I'm looking at the Microsoft Phone 4.2 by frutigerme. This thing looks like somebody mashed a Motorola Droid with an LG Revolution, then gave it a physical panel like a BlackBerry Curve. Below the
reviewing phones from 2035, part 40. This is the Microsoft Phone 4.2 by frutigerme, and it looks like somebody welded a Motorola Droid to an LG Revolution. Down here, there's a full-width physical home button panel, think BlackBerry Curve, with the oval home
phones from 2035, part 40. This is the Microsoft Phone 4.2 by frutigerme, and it looks like somebody fused a Motorola Droid and an LG Revolution.
Up front, you've got this wide hardware button strip as big as a black.
Phones from 2035, part 41.
Today, we've got the Burger King phone. Yep, with the actual Burger King branding all over it.
The body is shaped like if a Droid X2 and a Nexus S had a kid flat in the middle, curved ends.
We're reviewing phones from 2035, part 41, and this one's a wild one. It's called simply the Burger King.
The hardware looks like someone mashed a Motorola Droid X2 and a Nexus S.
You get those rectangular top and bottom pieces with physical nav buttons.
We're checking out a throwback from the future. This is the Space Phone by frutigerme. It's the exact footprint of the very first Galaxy S, 4 inches, chunky bezels and all, but it runs a retro skin modeled after Android 1.0. Up front,
we're reviewing phones from 2035, part 42, and this one is exciting, the Space Phone by frutigerme. It's exactly the size of the very first Galaxy S, that old GT i9000 brick, flat sides and all. On my
phones from 2035, part 42. This is the Space Phone by frutigerme. Same footprint as the very first Galaxy S1, completely rectangular, no curved sides, and they even kept a little home button.
Up front, it's running a skeuomorphic take on that first Android interface.
We're reviewing phones from 2035, part 42. This right here is the Space Phone by frutigerme. It's exactly the size of the original Galaxy S1. Flat sides, no curves, same GTI.
Looking at phones from 2035, part 43. This is the Reese's Oreo collab phone by frutigerme. Up front, it's rocking a UI that's like a mashup of the HTC Evo and the Google Nexus One. Check out that big flip clock. Phones from 2035, part 43, and this is one of the wildest collabs yet. Meet the Reese's Oreos phone by frutigerme. Up front, the UI pulls straight from the HTC Evo and Motorola Droid era. Big flip clock, retro icons. You have phones from 2035, part 43. This one's wild. It's the Reese's Oreo collab phone by frutigerme. The front UI borrows the big clock look from the old HTC Evo and the deep red accents from the Motorola Droid, but mixes them with a candy. We're looking at phones from 2035, part 43. This one is wild. It's the Reese's Oreos collab phone designed by frutigerme. Up front, the UI is straight throwback. It's basically HTC Evo Sense mashed with the old Motorola.
Reviewing phones from 2035, part 44. This right here is the Nunavut Aurora Z. It keeps the exact footprint of the classic HTC Desire Z, but brings it into the future.